Hello, this is Manesh Patel from the EII Capital Group. Today is September 19th, 2010. This is our weekly analysis for the currency Forex market. Hopefully you guys had a good week trading last week. Definitely interesting week with Japan intervening last week. So let's go look and begin. Normal procedures. Just a disclaimer to state that this is for educational use only. We're not making any trade recommendations at all. If you decide to take any trades, it's at your own risk. All charts are either Thinkorswim or from TradeStation. The music is from Guitaro. Okay, here are my contact details. You can follow us on Twitter at Ichimoku Trading. Um, and then here you could pretty much ask us questions on our forums, our wikis, and so forth. All you have to do is just go to eiicapital.com and you can see all the resources that are available. So let's begin. And let's start with the Ichimoku Heat Map. Now, before I begin with the Ichimoku Heat Map, this is not something that's available as of yet. It will be in the future. We did have it on the website when we were testing it before, but we don't have it right now. Reason why is we got to set up the website and everything before we could put this on there. Okay. Remember, for the Ichimoku Heat Map, we're looking for a rating of for a bullish scenario of 5 to 8, where 8 being most bullish, and for bearish scenario of -5 to -8, where -8 is being the most bearish. Okay, we've given you two time frames, daily and weekly, and you could see everything there. If you look at the Euro USD, you could see there's conflict there. So it doesn't look like any trade opportunities there, but we definitely will be analyzing the Euro USD. On the Pound USD, both of them are bullish, but the weekly is starting to get stronger and starting to get there. So it's getting there. So it seems like the dailies, which was basically like 2 or 3 last week, is now 6. So it seems like the daily is getting bullish, and it's going to start influence the weekly. So we're going to definitely look at the the Pound USD. Australian USD is bullish, but it seems like it's weakening. New Zealand USD just looks like the pound, where basically the daily is starting to influence the weekly. Um, if you look at the US CAD, it seems like basically the daily is getting very weak now, so it seems like the weekly is going to get weak too. US Switzy still very, very bearish. Okay. If you look at the yen pairs, you could see there's probably conflict among the daily and the weekly due to the huge gap in the daily bar that occurred when Japan intervened and basically made trying to get the yen currency pair very weak. If you look at the pound, euro pound, basically the weekly was at -8, now it's at -7, and the daily is now becoming bullish. So this looks like a counter trend as far as the weekly is concerned, where the daily is now starting to go bullish and trying to influence the weekly. Euro Switzy, it's still bearish, but it's getting weak now. You could see the daily's gone to -5 instead of -8. All the Switzy pairs now start to seem to be weakening. Okay, if you remember, we were bullish on, we were bullish as far as the yen and the Switzy were concerned going into last week's weekly video. You could see this week that they're now starting to weaken for the first time. The trends are still in regards to them being strong. However, there's counter trend opportunities now that are available, and we talked about them. You know, there wasn't any opportunities to enter those trades as far as the trend is concerned, because they were way overextended. We were looking for counter trend. Australian CAD has basically made a move where it's bullish this week. We're going to look at it. And then Australian, New Zealand is in conflict. Okay, so let's go and look straight into the charts, and let's go there. Let's go look at Euro USD first, and let's go to the weekly time frame. And you could see from the weekly time frame last week, we talked about how we had closed right back below the Kijun-sen. Now, there really wasn't any opportunity until we broke this level here at 25.78. So we said to hold sit tight. There was no really any opportunities there. And look at what happened here. Last week, we basically went the other way, closed above the Tenkan-sen, and now we're above that little range that we had defined here. Now, just because we close above the Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen doesn't mean we're ready for opportunities at all right now. If you're a counter trend player, you can start looking at bullish opportunities on the lower time frame based on the weekly. However, we're going to look at the daily in just a minute. The weekly is still not bullish strong at all. Reason why I look at the Chicago, it's still very bearish and still a little while for it to become bullish at all. The future is actually bullish. The only thing that's bullish as far as the Ichimoku indicators and rules are is the Tenkan-sen Kijun-sen, which is telling us we're in a pullback. Okay, so this thing will probably come all the way up to here if it's gonna sit there and go bullish on the daily time frame around roughly to 32.84. Okay, let's go look at the daily time frame. In daily time frame, you could see that basically broke out of the cloud, and you could see that the Chicago is now starting to become bullish. But look at the Tenkan-sen Kijun-sen. Even though it's bullish, they're both in the cloud, and the Tenkan-sen still has not followed the price completely as of yet. So we definitely are expecting a pullback on this. So we're going to expect a pullback roughly to about 29.26, roughly that area, and then at that point, if you're doing any counter trend opportunities based on the weekly, you're going to start looking at bullish opportunities to go long on the daily to kind of roughly get to about 32.84 if you can. Okay, so there's some opportunities there where you can make about 100 or 200 pips in a counter trend opportunity if you're a counter trend player. If you're not a counter trend player or not being successful in trend trading, I definitely would not venture down that path at all. Okay, let's go look at the US yen pairs. Let's go look at the weekly. You can see that the intervention basically caused price to close above the Tenkan-sen. So now we are in a minor pullback. Does not mean we're in a major pullback yet until we cross the Kijun-sen, okay, which is at 88.86 level. Okay, so let's go look at the daily. Daily, you could see the big gap bar. The Tenkan-sen did not follow, so you got to be very careful on going long right now on the daily time frame or any counter trend opportunities, because this thing definitely looks like it needs a pullback to equalize. Now in currencies, you may get a minor pullback and then it goes, but you typically don't get a big pullback unless there's a lot of profit taking. So we just got to see exactly what's going to happen. But right now, it does not look like there's any counter trend bullish opportunities for the US yen. Okay, notice I said counter trend. Okay, let's go look at US Switzy. US Switzy still very, very strong. Notice it has not, the Swiss government has not intervened as of yet, so this is still very, very strong going to the bearish side. But be careful because they could intervene just like the Japan government did. Okay, if you look at last week, we got back to this major support level here. We kind of think it's like a triple, quadruple top bottom here. It's kind of almost like a quadruple bottom here where we just keep on getting to that level here. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens this week. But my guess is that the Swiss government is going to intervene sooner or later, just like the yen government did, and follow path. Reason why is both of those countries can't really sit there and deal with a scenario where their currencies are strong, so it hurts their exports. Okay, let's go look at British Pound USD because we looked at that. Now let's go look at the weekly time frame for the Pound USD. If you look at the Pound USD, it basically looks like this guy is on a weekly time frame wants to go higher. So we got an alert here on this breakout above here. But you're kind of ideal looking for trade opportunities probably above 59.56. Okay, so this is not ready yet, but we're looking at opportunities. Reason why is we think on the weekly it's going to break out of the cloud and start making a move to go bullish. Okay, now when it does, it's still going to take some time for the future to go bullish. Okay, so we're going to expect it to kind of break out, get to this level here at 64.17, pull back, and then keep on going. Either it's going to get to that level or it's going to get to this level here at 60.64. Okay, one of these three levels here it's going to get to, and then it's going to pull back and then go, and then everything should be set up as far as this is concerned as for a bullish trade. If you look at the daily, you could see that it is bullish now. It's kind of skating around the cloud. The Chicago, a little more price movement up, is going to break out and come to this open space here, and it needs a pullback. If it gets a pullback, it will equalize the Tenkan-sen to the price, and then at that point you could go. So we're definitely going to be monitoring the Pound USD for a bullish opportunity. Reason why is we feel like it's going to sit there, retest this last high, and then possibly can go higher. Okay, now let's go look at the last currency, which is Australian CAD. This guy has made a big movement up. Let's go look at the weekly time frame, and you notice it popped out of the cloud and it closed above the cloud 3 weeks ago, and we talked about that. I'm not sure if you remember on one of the videos. Okay, so it finally closed above the cloud, and then look what's happened. Tenkan-sen's going for the cloud, so it couldn't cause problems. Okay, but this thing has continued to keep on going up. Now, you got to wait if you're trading off the weekly for a little pullback. Once you get a little pullback, this thing's going to have an opportunity to keep on going higher and possibly get to this 98.22 level. Okay, but a pullback on a weekly definitely seems like it's needed. Let's go look at the daily. Daily still very, very strong. Okay, and we've not highlighted some levels here. But as you can see from the weekly, we need a pullback to enter this trade. If you try to enter it now, you're not going to get much profit at all. Reason why is the next level is only 150 pips away. It's kind of dangerous to enter it now. You really need a pullback to sit there and go in. Really, it has not had a major pullback at all since it began its run since July. It had a minor pullback here, but it's still not a major one at all. Okay, so we're going to definitely look for a pullback scenario on Australian CAD and then look for it to go long. Okay, this is Manesh Patel from EII Capital Group. Hope you enjoyed this weekly video. If you have any questions, you can contact us on eiicapital.com and any one of our resources there. Thank you.